All right, so there is a poll on your screen right now. Interested in learning more from Chattanooga and Novus about light force and shockwave? You can click that. This is multiple choice. You can click more than one. Interested in learning about Weave, Run DNA, which I know we're going to get into some sessions here in a little bit. Also Prompt, NewFit, BCMS. By the way, this event would not be possible without our partners. So they are here to help you grow, expand your practice, ultimately help more people and flip that healthcare pyramid. Click on who you're interested in learning from, and we'll make sure that we connect you with those partners. What's up, Neil?
Hey, Chad, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, summit's going great so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get started a few minutes early, so and give you a little bit extra time here, Neil. I
Sure.
know the one thing that we really want to focus on is, what's new at Practice Promotions. I know you're rolling out some new initiatives, and specifically, we want to talk about SEO and then the other EOs that nobody really understands yet. So, yeah, if you could start, Neil, just introduce yourself to everybody. I think that would be great.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm Neil Turkett. I'm a physical therapist back in the day. Um, and I had a practice in Florida for 8 years. And about 14 years ago, started up Practice Promotions. And we help a lot of clinics across the US and Canada help themselves get better marketing through websites, SEO, ads, all kinds of great stuff like that. And we worked with Chad and his team for a while too.
Yeah, great. And just Neil, the bucket that I always talk about you, where I think about you about is that you were the only other physical therapist, private practice physical therapist I had ever met prior to 2010 who ran their own workshops. And I know you did really nice workshops, I think for arthritis in Florida, and absolutely crushed it there. So yeah, thanks for doing this. This is going to be great. Can you talk about what is new with SEO and then AEO and GEO as well, and how we should be thinking about that as a private practice owner?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we can all see as we've used Google over the last year how that's changed phenomenally. And we can see the competitiveness that came into the space with ChatGPT. Google is now coming back with that. And we have lots and lots of different options for our patients out there who are looking for help and solutions. And typically, the first thing that they're going to do is start to ask questions. They might do that predominantly still on Google, but they're doing more with ChatGPT now, and they're using lots of different other search solutions too, even social media. So we have to realize that as a practice, we have to be more omnipresent. We have to be everywhere, and that's part of what we need to look at from a marketing perspective is how do we make sure that our practice is in front of as many people as possible. And a lot of times we're thinking of the patients that are looking just for physical therapy near me. And that's great because that's your low hanging fruit. Maybe they saw the doctor said, hey, the referral coordinator said, hey, here's a list of clinics to go check out. They start doing their research online, and then you get people in that way. So you want to be heavily competitive for that PT near me type search. But then there's lots of other searches that are going on too. People that have never been to PT before, that have sprained their knee or they've hurt their shoulder, and they're looking for ideas or solutions online to help them with that pain or problem. So you have an opportunity there to get in front of people and be more direct to consumer. And that's where the search capabilities come in. So if you think from a perspective of how can I get my clinic in front of many more people that are looking for help, not just physical therapy, you can really drive a tremendous amount of people in your community to come find you online. In today's world, we have predominantly still, we've got Google local SEO, and we've got search through Google. And now we have at the top there, we have answer engine optimization, which is that AI snippet that you start to see on Google for certain things. As a local business, if someone's looking for a local business, you don't tend to see as much of the AI at the top. It really puts the local maps at the top. But then we have AI search, which is going to be ChatGPT, Claude, as you were showing there earlier, Chad. And then we've got to use our search engine marketing, which is the Google Ads, which is right at the very top of Google. So on Google, we have the search engine marketing at the top. We have the local section. We have the ads at the top. We have the Gemini, right? The actual AI response. And then we have the local, and then we have the search underneath that. So if you can be on all those spots on page one of Google, who is someone more likely to choose? It's going to be you. And then we also have search engine, social search optimization too. So how can you show up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all these different places that people are also looking around online?
Great. So Neil, confession, you had sent out an email. I'm on your email list, and you were talking about everything that you just shared. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I never checked where we rank. So I panicked and I went to Gemini and typed it in quick, and then also chat, because I figured that the two most common, I think chat right now is 80% of the search utilization or AI utilization right now. And I said, I live in central Pennsylvania. I have back pain. I want to go to visit. My doctor said I should go to physical therapy. Where should I go? So I typed in a longer story, and luckily we came in the top.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a practice and I'm not in the top, what can I possibly do to start ranking higher on those AI platforms or search engines?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we just got to think about is from ChatGPT specifically, right? Because that is the predominant one out there that people are using, is that actually scrapes information off the internet. So it's predominantly looking at Google searches. So if you can rank well in Google searches, as well as the local area, and then make sure also it's pulling from the way that your Facebook profiles are set up, right? Or your Instagram profiles are set up. So that is one of the key things that you can really do, is spend some time just going through a Google Business Profile, making sure that you have enough content in there, that you're connecting things like your blogs to your Google Business Profile. And then also make sure that your social profiles are fully set up in there and have some descriptions, because that's where ChatGPT is really scraping from all these different sources. Another thing that you can do is actually how you leverage your website to maximize how you're being discovered. And that's going to be through your content. And so that's the way that AI is really pulling now, is the content that you have from within your website. Blogs are a really good thing for you to be doing every single month, writing your expertise there. Frequently asked questions at the end of your pages that are specific for, say, sciatica or rotator cuffs, and those really commonly searched terms. All of that can help you be pulled up better in those new AI searches.
Nice. So by the way, if you got some love for Marcia Terry there in the chat, Neil, if you have a question for Neil, we will have a minute or two. You can type that into the chat right now. One question that I have, so it sounds like content is relevant. I know some of the AI models are slow to pick up, like there's a cutoff for the information, and that's updated every 6 to 12 months before. So how do I mitigate that in terms of, okay, I heard you talk about this. I'm going to link all my blogs. I'm going to go through all my popular YouTube videos that are out there that are in the marketplace. Same thing on, I'm going to update my social profiles on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. And how long does that initiative take before I start to get traction on the AI platforms?
Great question. I think it's really dependent on, like you said, the speed of which ChatGPT is updating. It's still, I still think that one of the best things that you can do is really just work a lot on your local SEO. And that's, ChatGPT is going to pick the winners. And so if it sees winners online, it's going to show those people first. And so, your blog, you can easily post that to your Google Business Profile. You can make sure that a lot of people use their iPhones. So do you have an Apple Business Connect profile? And that's a very simple thing that you can set up there, just like your Google Business Profile. Bing, a lot of people using PCs, it defaults to the Microsoft search. And Bing, so you can just make sure you have a Bing Places set up. So there's some simple things that you can do there to make sure that again, as discoverable as you can be on these other platforms. And if we think that looking at all these total searches, the amount of people who are searching on Google compared to ChatGPT, it's still predominantly Google, like probably, 85, 90% of searches are still happening on Google. So you want to be king there, and that's going to trickle into your ChatGPT searches too.
Nice. Great. So for everybody on here right now, what questions do you have for Neil? Okay, GPE we got. All yeses and thank yous. Too many screens open right now, Neil.
And it's one of these areas that is, it's complex, right? And especially when you get into, the SEM, the Google ads, all of that, we definitely see a lot of clinics that try to do that themselves and end up spending a lot of money on that when it could be optimized better. So I think when it comes to your discoverability online, there's a lot of things that you should be a part of, but it's also one of those things where when you get to a certain size, you need to make a decision that I need to work with specialists like Breakthrough or Practice Promotions to help me leverage these systems and knowledge and strategy. And that's going to help you be successful in these areas. And that just means your ability to focus on operating your business much better.
Yeah. So as a former practice owner, I'm going to give you a curveball here. For most of us, we are time starved. And I love what you just said about this special, go to people that have already figured this out and then deploy it in my own practice. How do you help owners think through that are struggling with, hey, I don't have any time, but I'm going to go out and I'm going to start writing 5 blog posts a week. I'm going to post every single day. And then Monday morning comes around, we have fires to put out, and now we completely eradicated all of our initiative. How do you go through and help owners think through that so that they're investing in their marketing?
Absolutely. I think the first thing to do is actually look at your role, and then in marketing, because that's one of your chief operating things as a practice owner, as a CEO of your practice, is promotion planning and finance, right? So you got to really make sure that promotions is in the forefront. Sometimes it's really left in the back. But it really is key to taking your business where you want it to go. So I would say time blocking is a great start. That you are working on your business with a certain amount of time blocks in the week. Then I would look to okay, who do I have on my team that I could use? Maybe I have a tech that's really bubbly and very good, or maybe they're a good copywriter or an office manager. So where can I leverage my team to help delegate things to? And you can be the strategist, the leader of where we need to go. So that would be my suggestion, kind of jumping that level from, maybe a couple of people in your practice to, you need to get up to like a 5 or 10 staff or higher. It's all about delegation and being able to pull those different job tasks off of you.
Great. We do have one question in here. I don't completely understand this, but I'm going to read it. From Dr. G, cost to value, how to predict with contract for a year, also for mobile or other models than true brick and mortar outpatient.
Okay. Cost to value, how to predict with contract for a year. I guess maybe you're discussing like a contract for the care, like a plan of care. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. With mobile businesses, there are some obviously mobile practices that go out. That's a touch more challenging if you don't have a brick and mortar business, because you have to set your Google business profile up as a service area based business. So that makes it a little bit wider. Google really likes the local businesses, but it's not that you can't. And then certainly in that situation, you want to leverage more of the SEM, the Google Ads component, because that will allow you to target certain zip codes or regions around your city where you may travel to, and be able to show up in those searches where, from an SEO perspective, that can be limited by your geographic area. So that's from a mobile-based business why you want to approach that.
Cool. From Daryl, besides the homepage, what are the top 5 pages you see unique visitors going to?
First and foremost, after the homepage is actually the About Us. So people want to see who they're going to. They want to learn what you're about. So you want to spend a lot of time really crafting your About Us page to tell the story of your clinic and why you're unique in what you do. I would say the next one after that depending on your business. So if you are a single location business, it's typically going to be your homepage and about us, therapists, things like that. But if you have more than one location, the way that Google actually ranks you, it looks at each location like almost its own business. So you want to have very in-depth location pages for each location that you have in your different clinics. And that is actually your sales page. That's what's going to show up in Google rankings, especially on local, where you're directing people to, is that location page. So it needs to really sell who you are and then get people to interact with it.
Love it. Neil, if owners want to learn more about you, well, we can throw your contact in there. What's the best way for people to learn more about Practice Promotions?
Absolutely. practicepromotions.net. We got free downloads on there. And you can also get my free book, Market to Grow, which has the Market to Grow, new patients, hiring, profitability in there. Great book. And then we also have the 5 pillars of search optimization. So if you want to get that, I'll just or I'll have chat with that in there. Basically my email. So if you want to just get that, you can totally email me and I'll send you over that PDF.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this, Neil. How about some love for Neil in the chat, everybody? They all
Thanks,
got it.
Chad. Always a pleasure.